All right, C1x Road to launch, day 22. Going to be a shorter video this morning, another early video for me. Probably be back later in the day with a longer one. But I got a couple improvements I'm going to try to make. I don't know if it's Worlds Day 2. I don't know if there was a rain delay yesterday that pushed out rounds this morning or if they just started later. But I know that all of round one, I think, was mostly done by the time I filmed a video yesterday morning covering Worlds, which is up on the C1x YouTube channel right now. And I'm filming it basically the same time, and lead card hasn't even started playing yet. So I'm not going to do my Worlds video until this afternoon. So the goal this morning is just get a couple things tweaked, looking a little bit nicer before that video. Made tons of progress yesterday. So in the Worlds video, I still had the old hole breakdown here. Obviously, we've got our new updated version now. You can see that I did update these graphics. They're all this orange color, a little bit more consistent with the rest of the app, which was the goal. So goal today is going to be this was Vino's round from yesterday in my first Worlds video. But, rough 9 there. The goal is going to be to clean this up a little bit. So I have these views to look at as well. And then to cover some improvements I made to this C1x grading algorithm. So in the video yesterday, I believe, we got the function set up. I made some adjustments to how this is all calculated, a little bit of normalization with the aid of ChatGPT to better account for course difficulty. I think we're good now. I didn't really change anything with my putting grade, just changes to driving. As of right now, I still hit this button. It still gives me a grade down here. It's giving Vino a 7.38 out of 10. It's because right now I still don't have the course difficulty fixed in. So course difficulty right now is still based on this 1,000 rated thing, which is going to go away. It does not help me right now. So currently I'm saying that the Beast, I just hard coded it because I was looking at another course I added, but it's saying the Beast is like a middle of the road difficulty course. Obviously all Pro Tour courses are going to be about as hard as it gets. So if I come down here, right here, and just set this to 5 being the hardest course difficulty, now when we grade Vino's round, we get a 9.29, which is definitely more accurate. I've got a function here to just assign division grades based off of a certain score. I'm not covering FPO right now in Worlds, not yet. So I don't have FPO divisions here, grades adjusted accordingly. I don't know if I would actually adjust the grades. It might just be changing the headers, but I would need to add a toggle in settings to do that, to actually incorporate it into the app. So for right now, we're just sticking with the mixed divisions, and FPO is definitely on the list. I just don't know if I'm going to get to it quite yet. Solely for my marketing purposes. It'll certainly be in there by the time the app launches. But yeah, so this is the function here. So what I want to do now is we're going to go, this actually is going to be pretty easy. C1x grade. We'll give a C1x score, and then here I'll do a print C1x grade. And all I have to do here is, get division grade, pass the grade, add this. So basically just taking the grade that I'm already calculating with, for the most part, a very similar function to what I built yesterday. Literally just some minor changes. This was what I had previously. We just added this normalization, and then this function here. This normalization. Based on course difficulty, which I tweaked a little bit still from even what ChatGPT gave me, but I think I've settled in a decent spot. So then we just pass that here. This assigns the grade. So let's do a reset. Probably actually need to do a full reset on this one since I added a function. So we'll go to the Beast first. Give binos round grade 9.29 MPO plus. That makes sense. Let's change this to 3. And let's go to the roots round, which is just a average difficulty course here in Salt Lake, maybe even on the slightly easier side. Setting it middle of the road course difficulty right now, but a 10 down there would give you a MA1 plus, which I think is accurate. I think a really good MA round, probably MA1 round, probably lands right around that mark. So definitely subject to change. I'm basing the scaling kind of on those 2 rounds, and that's it currently. But we at least have the calculation. Set this back to 5 just in case I don't change it again before the Worlds rounds. A 10 down at roots, if it was a really hard course, would just be absolutely shredding, I'm sure. Just MPO, because putting wasn't great. Interesting. Still an MPO grade, not MPO plus though. Adjusted driving grade is 5. So just because putting has to be half of it. And the C1x putting hurt it quite a bit. Okay. I don't think I'm super upset about that. Yeah. Okay. Other item on the to-do list here is just continuing to improve the appearance of this a little bit. Distances are 5. Let's go to the beast course. I guess let's start with this. On my build whole score summary, what am I doing with distances? Word distances set equals false. So I have this code here. And then if I don't, we just show this. So if distances weren't set, I don't want to set them. Let's add that code in real quick to our, this is something I set previously, so just trying to determine if distances were set for the course. $91 and $300. Because I added roots into this before it defaulted, yeah. Okay, still important to add though. Whole breakdown card. I guess I probably want this to be up here. Infographic content below this. Here we go. So it's probably code I want here. Converted distances. Do I need that? Where is that at? This. Okay. Come on, all the way up here. Throw that there. Converted distances. Where distance set equals true. Break. Okay, and then I need to pass it here. So we need a final bool were distances set. This dot were distances set. Now we can make it required. Were distances set. And then here, whole number distance. So right here we can go if word distance is set, else, comma. All right, so if the distances were set, then we just build the distance normally, else we do that. Okay, and then just on our call here, ta-da. Excuse me. All right, so I don't think that's going to affect the roots round at all, just because I added that round when the course was still defaulting to a distance of 5. So it's still going to show in both of these spots. But if I, do I have a course that I haven't done that with, like ArtDie? ArtDie I added, Creekside I added. I don't think I have. We can do a quick check. I'll go, course name is fine. Just do a bunch of throw-ins. Just here to check the distances. Distances are still, I have to add a course. I can't pick an existing course. I don't know what I was thinking there. Delete the round. Courses, we're gonna call it test. Confirm. I should have made it less holes, but that's okay. Let's go all the way over to test. So now this should be defaulting to the 300 or 91, whatever the correct distance is, and we're not going to show it. Yeah, nothing happening there yet, but just dashes here, which is good. Let me go to the add course view and make sure that just because I'm thinking about it, that when I am setting a default distance, I'm doing it based on the unit of measurement. Do course distances. I'm not. Okay, so what I need to do here is before I add the course. So the issue I'm going to run into now is that if someone is in meters and they add a course and they don't set any distances, the conversion is going to think that they're in feet, and it's going to make the meters even less, and then my equations are not going to work. So, long-winded, user settings dot, no, not user settings. No, I do need user settings. Unit of measurement equal to meters. And where do I, is adding distances is equal to false. Then we need this, but they all have to be equal to 91, because that's what they would be in meters. Okay. Issue fixed. Now we're back. So now this will all work as intended. Let's go back to the beast. So back to the original goal here. How do we make this look a little bit better? I was thinking adding some type of background to these graphics. I don't know if that's actually a good idea. Maybe it's not. It would be nice to just wrap. I could try that. So this is distance, this is score, and then we're on to driving graphic. Okay, so bear with me here. Let's try refactoring all these. I guess I can wrap it in gotta be wrapped in a column. Wrap this in a container. And then let's go here. I may be scrapping this immediately, but I think it's probably worth a try. At least give me an idea of what this is going to look like. That does kind of offset everything there, though. I don't think I can do that. Children is that icon. App data. How would I build a space below the whole score label only? Oh, hold on. Definitely not, but tell me how I'm doing it. Alright, that's not SCR, it is contains icon. Data icon is equal to icons.toll is score label. Is score label at bottom. I think only 5 is all I want. All I want there, we return it, and now because I did that, I can then add a sized box here. And now space everything out consistently. No, the label still did not. Oh, I added the padding to that, I see. So let's go is label and label is equal to drive. And let's add top. I don't think, did that do anything? It only moved those labels down. All right, so this is not. This one's not going to address my issue here. Padding doesn't work because I need the rest of those to also adjust accordingly. I don't want that. I want a spacer. I can just do this. Surely not. Give me the how to accomplish option 2. I'll just let it write it. Give me the spacer. Copy. All right, build label column is what we're updating here. Which fits there. Let me give it all one tab out. And then if it insert a vertical spacer below the score. So this is going to be icon, and icon equals icons toll 5. Great, that all got bumped down. So now I can add this here. Wrong spot. That. Yeah, okay. But then if I add this here, okay. I don't know what I was thinking there, but that looks right. Is that just terrible? It's not great, right? I know it's not great. I don't know if a color change necessarily just fixes it either. That's gonna kind of blend in. Yeah, I mean, obviously terrible, but I'm not quite sure what the solution is. Theme colors. breakdown card. Where was I? Was it stat? Not here. No. How to provide a nice background. Squiggly line painter. Let's get rid of it. I'm not doing that anymore. Style presets. Let's try something silly like a green. See what that gets me. No. Something that makes the colors on that pop enough. I think I'm going to end up scrapping all of these. But yeah, I mean, the border definitely helps there. Is that the direction I want to go? I don't know. Not an off-white, not blue or green. I've got like the graphite color. I could just do a, because that was supposed to be a little orange gray. That's just gray. Too dark. Too dark of a gray. I could go back to maybe this is not the right direction here. Does red look any better? I could try and make it just match the background. Which I guess instead of doing that, it would just be making this transparent. Is transparent a good look? I feel like it just looks goofy. I feel like I want some background there. Yeah, everything blends in very nicely there. Don't know for sure. Spent a lot of time on this color. I know I am. No. I might roll with that for right now. Maybe this is our new hole breakdown. Yeah. It's not great, but it feels like a step in the right direction. Maybe the par should be that same color too. Yeah, because then that at least makes the scoring pop a little bit better. It does look weird that it's smaller too. Maybe I make par the same size. Hole column. Let's go. Not penalty. Whole color cell. It's 1, 2 is my multiplier. So we would just change these to 1, 2. This or this. Somewhere in the middle, maybe? I like that. Just slightly bigger than what it was before. Okay. I think this is going to be my current hole breakdown. And then obviously I've still got questions on what the heck I'm going to do with this. With this view. But I'm getting near the point where I should probably call it on this video. This is, it's a decent spot to stop for at least my next Worlds video. I know I'd mentioned I kind of want these circular progress bars at the bottom to be a little bit more aligned with kind of what I have going on down here. So we're going to try and do that. What else to do? I like a lot about the way I built the scorecard out. I don't think I really want to change too much about these lines. I think it's more so maybe we just start with making this and this. The circular progress bars and this progress bar match the styles that I have here. And then once I've done that, we can call it as a completed design. It would be nice to just show like putting and driving down here. That would be cool. Like maybe I can make these exact graphics just smaller, like here and here. That probably is tough, but maybe that's an option. Anything else to do real quick? I don't think so. I'm gonna have to test all this on a smaller phone screen, which has me a little bit concerned. Only concern being that I think I'm gonna have more work than I would like to do. But we did the whole breakdown backgrounds. Not incredible, but it's not terrible. Definitely something to still think about a little bit in the future. We assigned division grades. That is going to be a tough point here is where do I get the division grade to show on the screen? Maybe if I make 2 smaller putting and driving stat circles here, I can show the division grade below it. That might be an option. That might be an option because I would like for it to be on the part of the screen that's going to share. That would be cool. I wonder on my, done with this, on the radial file, which is what's generating these guys here. It probably wouldn't be too hard for me to pass a bool that is, we can go like final bool is for round display. Yeah, exactly that. Set it equal to false. And then if it's true, we make it substantially smaller. Do I need, I pass size. I do get size. What do I pass for size on this? Widget factory. Radial. Screen width times 0.85. So that's the value that I'm already getting. Okay, but it's just the size of the argument, so I could pass it smaller. So maybe that would just be updating the size. Actually, maybe I don't need a. I know I probably do want that. Let's try. I'm gonna break everything. Not build whole score summary. Circular percentage indicator. If I do that, it goes away up here. What happens to my share function? Does it, hold on. It does crop it out good, okay. So let's go home, let's go back to the app. I do want something minor here. I can do it real quick. We got time for minor. I want to add a comma. How can I add a comma to a below distance display? So distance. Calculate total distance for round, convert distances. I just need to throw it in the right number format. Okay. Cool. Did I? Yeah, whole thing. Whole thing. Comma. Give me a comma. I gotta reload it. It's not giving me a comma. Contains. That's still going to be an issue. Okay, ending up getting a little sidetracked here, but that's all right. Round infographic. Can I throw this up here? Yeah, I don't think so. But I should be able to do it right here. Am I getting round index as an argument? I am. Yes, okay. So here we're going to go if word distance is set. Now why wouldn't that be working? Calculate total distance for round is returning 9244, but no comma is added. Is the value a double? Whereas, where do I call that at? Calculate total distance for round. Man, I don't even know. Round display calculations? Yes. Returns an integer. Below is my function. Okay. Try it. Oh. I have two separate ones is for sharing. Yeah. Silly. Okay. There we go. We're good. And then the question here was going to be, let's go import that radial, which was all stats management. Individual stat graphics radial. And then widget factory. This may be a terrible idea, and if it is, then it should be pretty easy to fix. We just uncomment this and delete everything that I'm about to add. But we go row. Space evenly here, comma, and here, comma. Okay, so is there a way for me to stat organization? For me to call a specific, I don't want it to be specific actually. On infographic, we can do this on style presets. Round display colors. This is probably fine. Static var putting ring colors is equal to, and maybe right now I do just copy it. Stat graphic colors, driving ring colors. Okay, so I need these two things. Putting ring colors, driving ring colors. Okay, so round display colors, putting ring colors, and driving ring colors. Size is going to be times 0.4. We're going to try that. Labels. I might be able to do it this way. Stat organize dot I don't think this is gonna work, but all stats management stat organization. Define for the type stat organization. All graphics. Can I do all graphics dot zero? All graphics 0 dot labels. But all graphics 1 and all graphics 2. Graphics 1. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. This can be 2. Text on rings is just going to be that true false. Is it never on there? Do I do it from the widget factory? I definitely do. Fairway. Or it contains penalty rate. Okay, so maybe here we just do false and true. Graph title, let's throw in just a generic string. And then fractions. Somewhere in here I'm getting putting stats, right? I guess for starters we can just try like list int stat data cast organization. There's a type issue for radial labels, colors, keys. Let's go to the widget factory. Stat data cast. So stat data is just a list dynamic. Yeah. I guess how was I displaying them previously? It is actually. Am I calculating the percentages? No, I just get the fractions. Made and attempts, it does. How do we display it here? Circular percentages. So what can we go, like 2, 4, 3, 6, comma, 4, 8. Can I just do the same thing here? Like what crazy thing is this gonna do? Let's do a reset. Thought I said Siri. It's fine. I don't think it's ever done that before. So ultimately, I think I'm going to need a new graphic. But that is not terrible. So let's, for right now, just uncomment this back out. Get back to the old view at least. And maybe that's a place that we can make some progress at. Okay, so really want to finish these design changes. I think everything down here is pretty good. It's just going to be finishing up this view. So to start with, I'm going to try and leave this section largely as is. Try and update these two. And then go from there. So we got to finish I've got to do the worlds video. That'll be a little bit later today. Then finishing design changes on this view. Let's pop this open. Actually get to my list here. So we're still finishing up the round display. I've actually got some new things that we probably need to add to this. The filter dialog and buttons is round button, and just got to update that button as well. Update delete round button to match. Testing on a smaller screen. And then I had the whole, it's not on here currently. It's this item. Yeah, okay. So working through this first, I guess. Structure for all fonts in the app, that's basically done. Let's just get rid of that one. That one's good. So finishing up round display, getting this view cleaned up. I'll just check all those off at once. And we've got updating a few dialogues. The dialogues just being the delete round here, getting that button, that popover updated, and then also the filter one. But once we have those two, and then finishing the round display view, and we're basically done with these design changes. And then we can jump into the updating the course difficulty value, making this a scale from 1 to 5. Updating that throughout the app. Global course calculations are going to have to occur to convert to that system. But once I have that, that's what will enable me to give these C1x round grades and to incorporate that into all kinds of other stats, which should be pretty cool. So use the siren in the background as my cue to wrap it up for this morning's video. This is obviously going to go up pretty quick, and then we've got Worlds video for round 2 later today, and probably another development video trying to finish up the design changes on this view. So yeah, we're getting there, but that'll wrap it up for the first video for today. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.